Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Volvo kind of day. What's up guys, and welcome back to Shifting Lanes. Today I wanted to talk to you about my car. If you're new to the channel, this is my 2005 Volvo V70R, and it is the ultimate dad wagon. Now, I'm probably not the first person to coin the term dad wagon before, but ever since I started making videos on this car, I've seen the term more than anywhere else or any time in my life. A car that basically the doppelganger of this car just sold on Bring a Trailer, and in the video the guy called it a dad wagon. But I want to tell you why this car is the ultimate dad wagon. Now, there's a lot of things that this car should be, and I'm going to go over them, but there's also one really important factor that goes into the ultimate dad wagon, and I'm going to explain in just a bit. So let's hop in, let's take my son to school, and let's take, you know, just a few minutes to talk about what a good dad wagon should be. So in an attempt to convince you that this is the ultimate dad wagon, I have this guy. This guy's behind me. Say hi, Everett.
Hi.
Hi. Where are we going today? School? School! Oh, yeah! Now, the ultimate dad wagon needs to do a multitude of things. It needs to carry the kids to school, like I just showed you. It needs to have a ton of stuff in the back, which I still have. We have all of my tires still in the back that I haven't taken out since the last video I made, but at least he's learning words like daddy tire. So yeah, but needs to carry a whole bunch of stuff. I have 4 tires in the back with the seat down, perfectly safe, all tethered, and it looks really good, and it carries everything. We have basically all the amenities you could ever need in this car. Hey buddy, you want to go fast? Yeah? Whoa. So dad wagon needs to be quick, especially one that's tuned to 450 horsepower, which this one is. For those of you that don't know this car, it has 450 horsepower, new turbo, ported head, full intercooler system, intake, the works. It has all-wheel drive working, and it is an amazing car. It's so much fun to drive. We have BC coilover suspension, we have Elevate sway bars, we have different suspension coming, so that's going to be very interesting. But the car basically is just super quick, super fun, and awesome to drive, and hey, the kids love it. Say bye, buddy.
I gotcha.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry, other parents, but yeah, you lost. So now that the kids are dropped off to school, you gotta go to work, and you gotta dodge all the traffic, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going a back way because there's way too much traffic that way. So your dad wagon should be able to get you in and out of any sticky situation, and that is exactly what mine is doing right now. So we're actually gonna go to Whole Foods, grab some coffee, and then go to work. The best dad wagon should also make you deal with traffic, because that's what I'm in a lot of right now. But I'm comfy cozy, everything is nominal, and got the heated seat going. Everything is super good apart from the traffic, so I'm very comfy, and yeah, dad wagon performing beautifully even in this crappy traffic. I can't help it. The car sounds too good, guys. I'm sorry. Total deviation from the plan I just talked to you about. We ain't going to Whole Foods. We're going to Starbucks. Thank you. All right, coffee obtained. We're good to go. The day can officially start. Something else I think the ultimate dad wagon should have is looks. And honestly, this has it. I think this is one of the best, if not the best wagon ever made in the looks department. Maybe not the best ever made, but it's got to be in the top 5. To me, it's in my top 3. It's this, it's maybe like the Volvo P1800 ES, and I think maybe the early 2000s gen AMG wagons, E-wagons from Mercedes. I'm sure there's a million others that I'm not mentioning, but just off the top of my head, those 3 really stick out as some of the best looking wagons ever made, and I think this really does. This really has, you know, looks in spades. I think if you delete the last 2 doors and make this thing a shooting brake, I think it'd probably be one of the best looking cars ever made. It looks awesome. I think it's so cool, and I get so many compliments on the car for how it looks, and I just love every aspect of it. I think it looks great, and yeah, I think that's something that every ultimate dad wagon should have. And the most important thing a dad wagon should have is inside, and I want to show you that right now. And that most important thing is right here. This is the Spaceball shifter, meaning this car has a manual transmission. Now, this is an iconic shifter because it's so quirky and it doesn't look like any other manual transmission really ever made. But the manual transmission is the most important thing because I feel like a proper dad wagon, the ultimate kid carrying enthusiast machine, needs to have a manual transmission. I get that the AMGs are faster. I get that you can, you know, wagon swap an E90 M3, and they made E90 M3s. I think they made E90 M3s in Europe, or the E generation of M3s in Europe with a wagon, but you know, here in the US, this is what you get. I think this is the ultimate dad wagon because of that manual transmission. That sort of puts this one ahead of the rest of the crop. And this thing makes this car better than every modern Volvo. The modern Volvos, the P3 generation and the Geely generation of Volvos, they have more amenities and they're nicer and they have really cool technology like supercharged and turbocharged cars or engines that, you know, produce 300 plus horsepower from 4-cylinder engines. That's all great. That's really cool. I own an XC90, a 2017 XC90. This makes it better than every modern Volvo, in my opinion, and you can't convince me otherwise. One other thing that a ultimate dad wagon should be is iconic, and this car is so iconic that they made a watch out of it. Actually, I'm just kidding. This watch they didn't make out of it at all. This is actually just a really cool watch that I found. I happened to find on a Facebook ad. It's by a company called Elliott Havoc. Not a paid product promotion at all. It's actually a watch that I bought. It was actually a couple $100. It's a really nice watch. It's got a tan band and a blue face, but I love it because it actually looks like a Magicama watch. And funny enough, I know if you don't know, they actually made an R watch, which I'll drop in a picture of right here, to sort of commemorate the R. And if that doesn't speak to, you know, sort of an iconic dad wagon, then I don't know what does, because enthusiasts like cars that are unique and fun, and I'm definitely one of those people, so I think this is unique and fun. And yeah, this is, I think I've said it about 1,000 times in this video, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but this is the ultimate dad wagon. So, you know, if you want to argue that the AMGs are faster or anything like that, you know, go ahead. You won't be able to convince me. This is the ultimate dad wagon. Tons of room, manual transmission, iconic, really noticeable. I get comments on this thing all the time. Like, I'm not joking. I drove out of this parking garage the other day and a guy came up next to me and said, "I love your car. I see it in here all the time. I'm like lusting after it." And he was telling me about his wagon. So if you're watching this video, dude, that's awesome. I'm so glad you like are enjoying wagon life and that you love my car. I love it too, and thank you so much for reaching out. But I get thumbs up around here all the time, like way more actually than when I own the Aston Martin. So yeah, really cool to see everyone, just not even in the community, just react to the car. So as I'm pulling out of my parking garage, I really want to go back to the point about the manual transmission. I really think that is really what makes this wagon sort of, you know, one of the best cars that I've ever driven. It's for sure the best car I've ever owned. Now, I mean, I've owned that, you know, world's most famous Aston Martin from Tavares. You know, I've driven a ton of different cars. I don't know, this thing, there's just something about it, and the manual really sort of helps to get that point across and to make it sort of that enthusiast dad wagon, because the M66 transmission in this is one of the best manual transmissions I've ever driven. And I think in the future, as cars sort of become, you know, this autonomous thing, I think manuals will sort of rise to the top for the enthusiasts no matter what. So I really think that's what's gonna set this car apart as being the ultimate dad wagon. So I'm back home and the car, obviously, this is like my daily driver now, so it performed awesome because this is the ultimate dad wagon. It's better than every car that Volvo makes today because of that manual transmission. I just feel that that really sets this thing apart from any of the offerings that are going on right now. Even the Polestar, the new S60 Polestar, is really, really cool, but it's not this cool. And honestly, my most favorite part of this car is that my son loves it. He loves going fast. He loves the loud noise of the exhaust. He likes when I punch it and we just go really quick. Every time he's like, whoa, and that just like warms my heart. So to see that my son loves the car, that is really like the biggest reward. My wife, doesn't really love it, but that's okay, because, you know, my son loves it, I love it, it's really safe, and it's a great car. So that's pretty much it. That'll do it for today's video. The next thing you see on this, I'm going to be tearing out the headlights because they're trash. So I'm going to be doing that. Probably some aesthetic. Yeah, probably some aesthetics on this car. And that's pretty much it. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Shifting Lanes. My name is Gregson, and I will catch you next time. See ya!